Good morning, everyone. So it is about 8 a.m. Woke up at 7, got ready, and ready to head out today. If you're new here, I'm Misty. I'm from the island of Oahu in Hawaii in the USA, and I am in one of my favorite countries, Vietnam, this time in the northern section, Hanoi, and exploring all the northern eats. So today's video is about being on a budget, or how much you can save by eating amazing things in Vietnam, from the dong to the US dollar. So if you're not used to it, the dong has very big numbers. If you can see, it's kind of dark in here. I try to open the curtains, but this is 200K or 200,000 dong, and this is a 50. And this 250 right here equals to about $10. So this video is about what can you get throughout the whole day, food-wise, with $10. And I'm gonna walk around and show you what you can get. All right, we're on the streets of Hanoi. It is about 8 in the morning, a little after 8. I dropped off some laundry because I only brought like 5 pairs of clothes. That way I have suitcase space. And laundry here, there's laundry mats everywhere where they actually do your laundry and fold it for you. And it's same day service. It'll be done by 1 p.m. It's about 8:10 right now. And it's by the kilo. So I was a little over a kilo. It was only 30,000 dong. That's like $1 something cents. It's crazy. So we're on our way to start the day with a coffee. I'm gonna flip the camera around so you can see how crazy it is during rush hour. There's just a lot of bikes, more bikes than cars, probably because the roads are thin here, but it's the same in Saigon or Ho Chi Minh. And it's probably easier to go around in these thinner streets. And they beep, and it's mostly to warn you that they're coming. And it's probably cheaper on gas, and that's probably why they all use motorbikes. I wouldn't say they're really mopeds. Some look like mopeds, but they go much faster than the mopeds we're used to in Hawaii anyway. So we're gonna go start the day with a cup of coffee at a famous place. Kind of trendy, but I wanted to visit it. You could probably get a cup of coffee cheaper somewhere else, but it's still a deal in US dollars, so let's go. All right, so we're almost there. Just gotta cross the street up here. But in the morning, you see a lot of these ladies and a lot of people selling veggies and fresh chopped meat. And I didn't really see the meats so much in the afternoon. I guess they go away after that. But this place is really close to my hotel, and I really actually like the location of the hotel I got. So this is where it is. It's called
Hi, welcome. You want to come
The Mill.
right there?
Sure.
Hi.
Where do I go? Just go upstairs?
Coffee and breakfast. We have empty upstairs for you.
Hello. Xin chào.
Yes.
Can I get a coconut latte?
You want hot or cold?
Can I get it cold?
Yeah, small size, big size.
Small, please.
Anything else for you?
That's all.
50,000 today.
All right, so this is some steep stairs, and there's different levels. So there's here. That's cute. And so it's called the note because, hello, there's a lot of notes on the wall. So this is a view outside of the note. I'm on the second floor. It's pretty empty because it's kind of early in the morning, but they're open. But you get a great view of Ho Kiem Lake, which is the famous lake in the old quarter of Hanoi. See all the traffic going by. You get a nice breeze. And like I was saying, going up those steep stairs, you can keep going all the way up. But it's not crowded, so I'm not going all the way up. You get to see all these cute little notes, and they're stuck everywhere. So you can write notes in this little pad. They give you pens and you can leave a note anywhere on the wall or wherever you wish. So when you order your coffee downstairs, they give you a number, put it on your table. You can go anywhere you want, she said. Whatever floor, and they'll go find you and bring you your cup of coffee. So I'm just gonna chill and enjoy the breeze. See all the notes up here. I got a fan going because it's super hot. already. And I stuck my note on there. Hopefully it's a cool message for you. But yep, enjoy life. No regrets, baby. Okay, so I got my coffee. I didn't opt to get hot today because it is sweltering already. I think it is, let's see. Holy crap, 83 degrees and it's only 8:19 a.m. So got it iced and I got a coconut coffee, which I was told by my guide to definitely try. The reason I'm not getting the famous Hanoi coffee is that I already tried it and I will probably get it again soon, but I wanted to try something different for this video. And so if you didn't check that out, check out my first video where I went with Jamie, my food tour guide. He was amazing and had a lot of information. I had to cut out a lot of it because it was a 2.5 hour walking tour, which was really easy. Everything was within walking distance, but that's how much food we ate and how much information he gave me. So unfortunately the videos can't be too long, so it was already over 30 minutes. But definitely if you're really interested in speaking to somebody and somebody local, definitely check out Ha Foods. I'll put the link in the description box. Hello.
I was gonna ask her
I'm sorry? Oh, it's good. Thank you. All right, getting back, I got cut off, sorry. But it's really cool. She's super nice. Everybody's so nice here. She was asking me how the coffee was and if I've ever had it before or if I've been to Vietnam before. So super nice waitress. Anywho, but yes, we're gonna try this coconut coffee that was recommended to me. I never had it before. I just had the regular drip coffee in Saigon and the egg coffee the other day. Oh yeah, that's like a nice, like I was saying, I'm really into coffee. I drink black coffee only and I'm a coffee snob. I order online at different places and the Vietnam coffee has a chocolatey undertone. So if you're really into coffee, you will taste those hints and notes. I don't know what's in it, and the beans they use aren't the beans we usually use for our coffee. They're considered actually bitter, but you don't taste any bitterness, to me anyway. And it's mixed with this coconut cream and just like a slushy of ice. It's almost like a frappe or frap. Just like a slushy of coconut and coffee. And I usually don't like flavored coffees at all, but this mixed with the coconut milk and like a creaminess, so good. I don't ever add cream or sugar usually into my coffee, but when in Vietnam, you definitely have to try this. And if you've never been to Vietnam or Thailand, don't worry, the ice is safe compared to other countries like Mexico or India, where our systems aren't used to the water there. They use purified ice always if you're usually in a bigger city, so you won't get sick from the ice. So if you're wondering what the price is for this regular coconut coffee, because they also have a large, it was 50,000 dong, and that is about $2.12. I'm not sure if you can see that, but I have my little converter wherever I go to make sure I'm paying the right price. And like I said, it's pretty overpriced compared to other local cafes you can go to, because this place is kind of trendy and it kind of lures in the tourists. But I wanted to come here for the ambiance and I got it, and it's still cheap compared to like Starbucks or anywhere else you get good coffee in the US. So just a tip, you either want to come to somewhere trendy and pay 50,000 or maybe go somewhere a little bit more low-key and pay 20K or 30K. All right, next stop, we're gonna have some sustenance and actually eat something. We're gonna go to a place literally right a block away. It's called King Roti. And it's not rotis that we're used to. When I hear the word roti, I think of either Indian food or Pakistani food, that, you know, that tortilla looking thing that they wrap their food in or dip into the curry. But it's more like a bun, and they do different flavors like chocolate, coffee, and matcha. So let's go over there and check it out. There it is, King Roti. It's kind of hard because the street lights are in there, but they got chocolate, matcha, vanilla for 20K. All right, so it's a takeaway place, nowhere to sit, but I got my roti. I opted to get matcha since they had it. So let's find a place to sit and eat this bun. Okay, there was nowhere to sit pretty much. It's super still busy. It's like rush hour or just everybody's getting up to get their day started. So this King Roti's right, like probably 200 feet walk from my hotel. So I just came back to my nice air-conditioned hotel to enjoy this roti. So this is it. If you get the matcha, obviously it's a little green. The underside is nice and crispy. And so I'm going to read the bag. It says it's, I think it's just a misspelling in English, but rich, soft, and melt inside, crunchy and crispy outside. But for rich, I think they put Rick. So just a lost in translation type of thing. I'll give you a close-up of this roti. You can see the guy scooping it up straight from the oven. That's right there. They're all baked fresh in-house. And there's another roti place right down the road from it that is their competition. And maybe if I like this one, I'll go to the next one and try it out. But pretty good breakfast option. Don't mind the mess on this desk because I have all these chargers for these cameras and my cell phone and stuff. Because I can only use one like power strip that I bought with the plug for Asia because our plugs don't work here. It's like a converter. So the inside, yeah, it's like pillowy soft. Wow, look at that. And the outside is crunchy and crispy, but if you can see that pillowy softness, I don't know what's on the inside, if it's like sweet sugar or something, but it's a little bit moist in there. All right, let's try this roti. So that's definitely sugar water in the middle. Super sweet in a good way. I think the crunchy parts are also brushed with sugar. So the outside is sugary as well. And it is pillowy soft, and you get the mix of the crunch. The matcha's not very strong, but it's there. It's a little tiny hint of it. But look at the inside, all that sugary goodness. I'm so glad I like this because it is soft and good. And what a steal for $20K. All right, I relaxed for a little bit in my hotel and enjoyed the AC. And it's lunchtime. So I'm walking to a place that's about a 6-minute walk. Supposed to have some good Bun Cha, which is a staple in Hanoi and northern Vietnam. It's kind of like, I can't remember the name in the south, but the vermicelli noodles, I think it's bun tit, that we have in the US, but it's a little bit different, and I'll show you why. And I've never really had it here in Vietnam, so I'm excited. It's what Anthony Bourdain showed and what he ate with Obama, President Obama. But I will go to that place on another day because that one is kind of touristy and a little bit pricier. So we're gonna go to a more authentic local one. So here it is, Bun Cha. Hello. And it's in this little alleyway. And there, they're making some Bun Cha on the fire, some grilled meats and some nem, which are spring rolls. Wow. And then you go inside and sit down. The man was very friendly and said, sit down. Một Bun Cha, một chai quat. The nem out already, that's the spring roll, and the fresh veggies you put in it. And you can put fresh chopped garlic and chili and some vinegar. And service is super quick. Here is the Bun Cha, so it's like a vinegar type sweet sauce. Hello, thank you, come on. And this is green papaya with barbecued meats. And you put your bun, which is the noodles, into the soup, which is a cold soup. So perfect on a hot day. And I got my cha quat, which is the kumquat tea. And if you're wondering and you're Vietnamese from the US, the northern accent is different and some things are pronounced different. So it's chai kwat here. All right, so I'm gonna put my bun, my noodles, into my soup. So you usually put a little bit at a time and eat as you go. I'm gonna taste it without the garlic first. I'm gonna put some lettuce, some bean sprouts, which look very different from the bean sprouts I've seen. Almost like baby bean sprouts, very thin, which is nice. And some perilla leaf, which is interesting because as a Korean, we eat that a lot. And it's interesting to see it in northern Vietnamese cuisine. You don't really see that in southern. Ooh, really tangy and sweet. Here's a green papaya. I'm gonna try a piece of barbecued meat. It's got a lot of char on it. Man, that's very flavorful and sweet meat. Nice marinade, but very good barbecue flavor. We also get some like meat patties. Sorry, it's kind of dark in here. Nice char. And then you get some of these thin slices of charred pork. And this is the green mango. I'm sorry, green papaya. So they don't use daikon. I think daikon's like a thing in the US since we don't get green mango a lot. But they use green mango as their pickle or green papaya. No daikon. And that's the carrot. Oh, this chai spot is so good. So sweet. Put some garlic in here. Okay, let's try it with the garlic. Should be super good because it's fresh garlic, but I'm gonna stink after this. Oh yeah, the garlic makes definitely a difference, a boost in flavor. Oh, so refreshing, so good. So many flavors going on. Got the sweet, the tangy vinegar taste, the crunchy green papaya, the herbs going on. I don't really see basil in here, just the perilla, lettuce, and bean sprouts. And then the garlic and the chili and the grilled char taste of the meat. Patty. It's like a little hamburger. Oh, that's good. Way better than the pork slices. That's super delicious. They do have a little jar of vinegar here, but I think it's sour enough for me. I'm not a big vinegar fan, so I think it's perfect. I don't need any vinegar, but if you do like more sour, you can put that in there. All right, let's try the nem, which is the northern dialect for spring roll. Let's see. Oh yeah, that's good. So crunchy on the outside. Lots of mushroom and pork and meat and veggies on the inside, but looks like some long rice. You're supposed to throw it in the bowl with the noodles, but I think it's easier to dip and just eat. All right, so are you the owner? He's so nice. You are nice. Yeah, so he's letting me see how they're making it. So good. Non qua. Come on. I'm practicing my Vietnamese. And all those patties are amazing. And she's fanning the hot flames, and it's so hot right now, so she's working so hard doing all that. Excuse me, senor. And they're making all the bowls. And all the bun over here, the noodles, the vermicelli. Amazing place. So, Bun Cha Han Quat. Right here. Bun Cha Han Quat. And they're only open for lunch, 10 to 1400, which is 2 p.m. Amazing. So that was amazing. I love Vietnam. Like I said, everybody's so friendly. And when you video stuff, they don't look at you weird. They actually like it, which they're very smart because it's like free advertisement for tourists. He wanted me to film everything in the kitchen. And like the other day we did the coffee. They let us in the kitchen to see them make the egg coffee. Just amazing people. That's why I love this country. Just so friendly and very warm. And I think they're even warmer when you try to learn Vietnamese, which I have been practicing for maybe 6 months on and off. I am definitely not fluent, but I can read some things and kind of know what they mean. And I think it's easier for me. I am terrible at language and I cannot do characters, so this language is easy because they use Romanized letters, so I can remember what they say because it's almost like English letters. And yeah, the only difference is, if you don't know, Northern Vietnam, Central Vietnam, and Southern Vietnam, which is where most of the Vietnamese in the US are from, all have a different dialect and different tones, I guess, or words for different things. Kind of like the US, we have different words like soda and pop, 2 different things. Some people in the South call it Coke for soda, even if it's not a Coke. So same thing, different stuff. So a different thing, for instance, would be how I ordered the cha quat. That's the kumquat tea, and it's not called that in Southern Vietnamese, in Ho Chi Minh or Saigon. Oopsie, before I go, I forgot about the price because I was so excited about them being nice and how exciting and delicious that food was that tantalized my taste buds. The price for the tea and the Bun Cha, which I didn't even finish, and the nem, the spring rolls, 2 spring rolls that I didn't even finish because I'm full, was 90,000 dong. And that, I have my little thing here, is $3.82 for spring rolls and the Bun Cha and the kumquat tea. All right, I am back again. This was on my food tour and on my list. If it wasn't on my food tour, it's the Hanoi draft beer and traditional food, the cheapest beer you can get in the world for a couple of cents. And I'm back. So I'm gonna try to have a snack of beer. So with inflation, it used to be 27 cents, but 10,000 dong is 42 cents. So 42-cent beer, fresh off the tap. That is my little treat between meals. Come on. Bye. Maybe I see you again. I like your beer. Bye-bye. Okay, it is about 5:30 in the evening, and we're gonna go for our last meal. I'm gonna try to find some pho. Let me wipe the lens. Holy crap. It's like so humid here that I think, yeah, that was fog or steam. But yeah, I'm gonna try to find this place, which is very close to my hotel, and I've passed by it a couple times doing my laundry and stuff here. So I think I know where it is, but it's in a little alley, and it sells pho for a cheap price out of someone's house. And I have, if you're wondering about, I have 75,000 dong left. So that's gonna be tough. Hopefully I can make it, but I think I can. Let's go find this place. Okay, we're here. It's over here near Timeline Travel in this random little alleyway, and you're supposed to go up some stairs. So hopefully I find these stairs. Totally random. Let's see, here it is. Awesome. These stairs are steep, and it's supposed to be in some old lady's house, and she sells pho, and it's really popular, so let's go. Hello. Một. So yeah, this is the lady's house, and totally random, but it's comfy. She's eating her snack. It looks like a melon, and you get stuff. Usually it's crowded, but I guess it's too early for dinner, so. All right, so I'm excited. And with the price, this is all you get is her bowl of pho and some quay, which is the fried breadsticks. And yeah, let's try this out, man. It's the broth. So clean and simple. Look how clear this broth is. Oh my goodness. Some chili in here. Yummy. Thank you. Come on. I feel like I have to be quiet because she keeps looking at me for, I guess, validation. What is this? Chili? Chili. Chili. Okay. Chili sauce. If you could just see how clean this broth is. This is like the cleanest broth I've ever seen. And it tastes just as clean, but still flavorful. And the difference between Northern and Hanoi style pho is you don't get the basil, you don't get all that stuff that you see from the South, the bean sprouts and all that. You just get chopped up green onion and cilantro, and then you put the chili and garlic vinegar sauce, which is very different, but adds a whole level of flavor. And you can put her other sauce in here too, which I don't find too spicy. I put a whole scoop full in there. The beef is very tender. There is no menu here. She just gets you a bowl when you sit down. It is amazing. And the broth is very just umami. It's not as sweet as the Saigon type of style pho, where they put a lot of sugar in it. So it's super good. It's funny because a lot of Vietnamese, just like Americans, fight over, like, let's say barbecue, who has the best barbecue in whatever region. They'll fight over what is best. They either have team Southern pho or team Hanoi pho or Northern style pho. But pretty much pho came from this area of Hanoi, and that's where it was born. So this is where it came from. Also here, you don't get tripe, you don't get different stuff. It's just mostly flank steak. It's just beef and no other weird parts. I do enjoy the tripe in pho, but you won't find it here. I don't see it here. And these bird chili peppers that they use, they're kind of like Thai chili peppers in a way, the bird chilies, and they've got a fruity note to them with the spice. So it also gives it a nice flavor. Very different profile. You definitely won't find sriracha sauce here since it's made in California. And she was so cute. She kept looking at me, sitting over there, smiling. I think she just wants to make sure you're enjoying the food that she made. And it was just a language barrier, but she's so cute. Oh, yeah. Thankful. She is like a grandma. She's forcing me to eat the last quail. I'm so full. I am stuffed, but you know what? That was a deal. And the quail really makes you very, very full. So very satisfying, and it soaked up all the delicious broth she makes. So if you're wondering how much that pho was with the 2 pieces of quail, which are the fried donuts, that was $50K, which I don't know if she ripped me off by 10, but I don't care. That's like a couple of cents for me. So I'm trying to watch for traffic so I don't die trying to cross the street. But the last Google review I saw, but that was like 6 months ago, said it was $40K. So maybe it went up $10K, inflation, whatever. But she was sweet. She's a grandma, forcing me to eat the rest of the quail and teaching me how to dip it, even though I was dipping it, but I guess I wasn't doing it to her satisfaction, and I find it so hilarious. She's literally like a grandma, and she's so sweet and cute, and she kept smiling and laughing at me, probably because I'm doing it wrong or whatever, but tasty, cleanest broth I've ever had. Just an umami burst of pure beef flavor. No sweeteners, none of that other stuff. Just pure beef bone goodness. And I've just walked maybe a block, and you can see everybody enjoying themselves in this evening before sunset at Kiem Lake. It's the famous lake near the Old Quarter. But here we are, all along the lake. There's some ice cream shops, so there's some kem kue, which is ice cream. And they usually come in sticks, so it's not like a cup of ice cream or anything. But you can't go wrong with 15,000 dong for one of these sticks. So I think I'm gonna try the coconut milk stick, the kem sua dua, or kem sua zua in northern accent, the D's or Z's. But yeah, they got all kind of stuff. Lime, they even have, durian, not my favorite. Vanilla, coconut taro, and stuff like that. This ice cream, before it melts, because it's super hot here. See what it tastes like. That is seriously coconut milky in the most coconutty way. And it's got little flakes of coconut in there too. Not too sweet, but just right. All right, so that ice cream was 15,000 K in dong, which is 63 cents for this ice cream pop for dessert. And I'm left with, let me put this nicely, 10,000 dong left. And 10,000 dong is 42 cents. So I still made out, and I'm not in the negative. Funny thing is, I calculated this last night, so I don't know, and plus we're a day ahead of the United States. I don't know if the conversion changed, but I'm looking at it now and it's a little bit off. But let's just say we're around the ballpark. Yesterday, 250,000 dong was about $10. Now today it's saying it's $10.63 USD. So we're a little bit over, but pretty much you get the idea of how cheap Vietnam is, and one of the reasons I love being here, besides the warm, friendly people and just the vibe of it. I just like it. I don't know why. Definitely a great way to end the day, and I'm going to go back to my hotel room to chill in the AC and maybe sit outside of my hotel and enjoy just the weather before it starts to storm. So hopefully you found this informative. If you ever come to Vietnam, whether it be Saigon, Central Vietnam, or in Hanoi, definitely check out, come in here, be open-minded. It's so cheap to be here. So with that said, if you like this, press the like button if it was helpful, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you again on another food adventure on another day in Vietnam. And I'll start filming tomorrow, where I'll be heading to the south of Hanoi to Ninh Bình and check out what they have to offer. Peace out.